20. Most visited tourist attractions in the UK. The United Kingdom is one of the world's most popular tourist destinations, attracting millions of visitors every year with its extraordinary combination of history, culture, architecture, royal heritage, natural beauty, and world-class museums. From ancient Egyptian treasures and dinosaur skeletons to medieval castles, royal palaces, famous art collections, and historic cathedrals, Britain's attractions tell the story of thousands of years of human achievement. Many of the UK's most visited attractions are located in London, which has become one of the world's leading cultural capitals. However, visitors should also explore destinations beyond the capital, including Edinburgh, Windsor, and other historic cities that offer some of Britain's most unforgettable experiences. In this guide, we're going to cover the 20 most visited tourist attractions in the UK, with essential visitor information including why each attraction is famous, what to see and do, ticket information, best visiting times, how to get there, and nearby attractions. Whether you are planning your first UK holiday, a family trip, a weekend city break, or a longer British adventure, these destinations should be at the top of your itinerary. I'm Rosie, and this is Travel with Rose. Let's get started. Number 1. British Museum, London. The British Museum is the most visited museum in the United Kingdom and one of the greatest museums in the world. Located in Bloomsbury, central London, the museum opened in 1759 and contains more than 8 million objects covering over 2 million years of human history. Perhaps the museum's most famous object is the Rosetta Stone, discovered in Egypt in 1799, which helped historians decode Egyptian hieroglyphics. The Egyptian galleries contain extraordinary examples of ancient burial practices, including preserved mummies and beautifully decorated coffins. The museum also houses sculptures from the ancient Greek Parthenon and the Lewis chessmen, medieval chess pieces discovered in Scotland. The museum is located at Great Russell Street in London, with the nearest underground stations being Tottenham Court Road and Holborn. Opening hours are usually daily from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m, with extended hours on Fridays. Admission to the permanent collections is free, with special exhibitions requiring paid entry. I would recommend allowing 2 to 4 hours for your visit. The museum is huge, so don't try to see everything in one visit. For a quieter experience, visit early morning and avoid weekends and school holidays. Nearby attractions include the British Library, Covent Garden, Oxford Street, Soho, and Regent Street. Number 2. Natural History Museum, London. The Natural History Museum is one of London's most spectacular attractions and a favourite destination for families. Opened in 1881, it contains around 80 million specimens, covering zoology, botany, earth sciences, fossils, and human evolution. The museum's central hall features Hope, a massive blue whale skeleton measuring over 25 metres long. The dinosaur gallery is one of the most popular areas, featuring a Tyrannosaurus rex, Stegosaurus, and interactive displays. Visitors can also experience earthquake simulations and volcanic eruptions. The museum is located on Cromwell Road in South Kensington, with the nearest underground station being South Kensington. Opening hours are usually daily from 10 a.m. to 5:50 p.m. Admission is free, though special exhibitions may require tickets. I would recommend allowing 3 to 5 hours for your visit. The museum is extremely popular with families, so the best times to visit are weekday mornings, outside school holidays, and late afternoons. South Kensington is one of London's best cultural areas. Nearby attractions include the Victoria and Albert Museum, Science Museum, Hyde Park, and Royal Albert Hall. Number 3. Windsor Great Park, Windsor. Windsor Great Park is one of Britain's most beautiful royal landscapes. Covering approximately 4,800 acres, this historic park has been connected with the monarchy for nearly 1,000 years. The Long Walk is perhaps the most famous feature of the park, providing one of the finest views of Windsor Castle. Virginia Water Lake is a beautiful lake surrounded by woodland and walking paths. Savile Garden is a spectacular ornamental garden featuring seasonal flowers and exotic plants. The park is located in Windsor, Berkshire, with the nearest station being Windsor and Eton Central. Park access is generally free, though some gardens and attractions charge entry fees. I would recommend allowing 2 to 5 hours for your visit. The park is beautiful all year round, with spring bringing flowers, summer perfect for picnics, autumn offering colourful forests, and winter providing a quiet atmosphere. Nearby attractions include Windsor Castle, Eton College, the River Thames, and Windsor Town Centre. Number 4. Tate Modern, London. Tate Modern is Britain's most visited modern art museum and one of the world's leading contemporary art galleries. Located inside the converted Bankside power station on the River Thames, the building itself is an architectural attraction. The collection includes works by Pablo Picasso, Salvador Dali, Andy Warhol, Claude Monet, Henri Matisse, and Mark Rothko. Visitors enjoy the Turbine Hall installations, contemporary exhibitions, and London skyline views. The museum is located on Bankside in London, with the nearest stations being Blackfriars, Southwark, and London Bridge. Opening hours are usually daily from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Admission to the permanent collection is free, with special exhibitions requiring paid entry. I would recommend allowing 2 to 3 hours for your visit. Nearby attractions include the Millennium Bridge, St Paul's Cathedral, Shakespeare's Globe, and Borough Market. Number 5. Southbank Centre, London. The Southbank Centre is the UK's largest arts centre and one of London's most vibrant cultural destinations. Located beside the River Thames, it attracts millions of visitors with concerts, exhibitions, festivals, and performances. Even without attending an event, Southbank is worth visiting for the river views, walking routes, restaurants, street performers, and views of Big Ben and the London Eye. It is located on Belvedere Road in London, with the nearest stations being Waterloo, Embankment, and Charing Cross. The riverside areas are free to access, with events varying in price. Number 6. Victoria and Albert Museum, London. The Victoria and Albert Museum, commonly known as the V&A, is one of the world's greatest museums dedicated to art, design, fashion, and decorative arts. Founded in 1852, it houses more than 2.8 million objects spanning over 5,000 years of human creativity. The V&A has one of the world's largest collections of fashion and textiles, with designs from Alexander McQueen, Christian Dior, Vivienne Westwood, and Chanel. The cast courts contain plaster replicas of famous European sculptures, including Michelangelo's David. The jewellery collection contains more than 3,000 pieces, and the museum also has one of the world's finest collections of Asian art. The V&A is located on Cromwell Road in South Kensington, with the nearest underground station being South Kensington. Opening hours are usually daily from 10 a.m. to 5:45 p.m. Admission to the permanent collections is free, with special exhibitions requiring paid entry. I would recommend allowing 2 to 4 hours for your visit. Best times to visit are weekday mornings and late afternoons. Nearby attractions include the Natural History Museum, Science Museum, Royal Albert Hall, Hyde Park, and Kensington Palace. Number 7. National Gallery, London. Located in the heart of London overlooking Trafalgar Square, the National Gallery is one of the world's greatest collections of Western European paintings. Founded in 1824, it contains more than 2,300 paintings dating from the mid-13th century to the early 20th century. One of the most recognisable paintings is Van Gogh's Sunflowers. The gallery also features Leonardo da Vinci's The Virgin of the Rocks, works by J.M.W. Turner, and several paintings by Claude Monet. The National Gallery is located in Trafalgar Square, with the nearest stations being Charing Cross, Leicester Square, and Embankment. Opening hours are usually daily from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m, with Fridays open until 9 p.m. Admission to the permanent collection is free, with special exhibitions requiring paid entry. I would recommend allowing 2 to 3 hours for your visit. For a quieter experience, arrive at opening time, visit weekday mornings, or avoid weekends. Nearby attractions include Trafalgar Square, the National Portrait Gallery, Leicester Square, Covent Garden, Big Ben, and Westminster Abbey. Number 8. Somerset House, London. Somerset House is one of London's most beautiful historic buildings, combining centuries of history with modern culture. Located on the Strand beside the River Thames, it hosts exhibitions, festivals, concerts, and creative events. The spectacular courtyard is one of London's most attractive public spaces, hosting summer fountains, outdoor performances, and winter ice skating. Somerset House hosts exhibitions covering photography, contemporary art, design, and fashion. Somerset House is located on the Strand in London, with the nearest stations being Temple, Charing Cross, and Covent Garden. Courtyard access is free, with exhibitions usually ticketed. I would recommend allowing 1 to 2 hours for your visit. Nearby attractions include Covent Garden, Trafalgar Square, the Royal Opera House, and St Paul's Cathedral. Number 9. Tower of London. London. The Tower of London is one of Britain's most famous historic landmarks and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Built by William the Conqueror in 1066, the tower has served as a royal palace, fortress, prison, armoury, treasury, and place of execution. The crown jewels are the tower's biggest attraction, including the imperial state crown and coronation regalia. The famous yeoman warders, known as beefeaters, provide entertaining historical tours. The resident ravens remain one of the most popular attractions, with tradition stating that if the ravens leave, the kingdom will fall. The Tower of London is located at Tower Hill in London, with the nearest underground station being Tower Hill. Opening hours are usually from 9:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Adult tickets are usually around £30 to £40 depending on booking method. I would recommend allowing 3 hours for your visit. The best strategy is to arrive before opening, visit the crown jewels first, and avoid summer afternoons. Nearby attractions include Tower Bridge, the River Thames, Borough Market, the Shard, and HMS Belfast. Number 10. Science Museum, London. The Science Museum is one of Britain's most popular educational attractions and a favourite destination for families. Founded in 1857, it contains more than 380,000 objects covering space exploration, engineering, medicine, computing, and transport. The Space Gallery features Apollo mission objects, satellites, and space equipment. The Flight Gallery celebrates aviation history. Wonderlab is one of the most popular family attractions with live demonstrations and interactive science displays. The Science Museum is located on Exhibition Road in South Kensington, with the nearest underground station being South Kensington. Opening hours are usually daily from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Admission to the permanent collection is free, with special attractions requiring paid entry. I would recommend allowing 3 to 4 hours for your visit. The best times to visit are weekday mornings and late afternoons. Number 11. Royal Museums Greenwich, London. Royal Museums Greenwich is one of the UK's most fascinating cultural destinations, combining maritime history, astronomy, royal heritage, and exploration. Greenwich is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The National Maritime Museum is the largest museum of its kind, telling the story of Britain's relationship with the sea. One of the most famous objects is Nelson's Trafalgar coat, which still shows the bullet hole where he was fatally wounded. The Royal Observatory is one of Britain's most important scientific landmarks. The Prime Meridian Line is one of Greenwich's most famous attractions, where visitors can stand with 1 foot in each hemisphere. The Cutty Sark is one of the world's most famous surviving tea clippers, built in 1869. Royal Museums Greenwich is located in Greenwich, with the nearest stations being Greenwich Station and Cutty Sark DLR Station. The National Maritime Museum and Queen's House offer free admission, while the Royal Observatory and Cutty Sark require paid entry. I would recommend allowing a half day to a full day for your visit. A great way to reach Greenwich is by Thames boat service from central London. Nearby attractions include Greenwich Park, Greenwich Market, and the Old Royal Naval College. Number 12. National Museum of Scotland, Edinburgh. The National Museum of Scotland is one of Scotland's most visited attractions and one of the UK's greatest museums. Located in the heart of Edinburgh, it combines Scottish history, world cultures, science, technology, and natural history. The Scottish History Galleries tell the story of Scotland from prehistoric times. One of the most famous exhibits is Dolly, the world's first cloned mammal. The rooftop terrace provides panoramic views of Edinburgh Castle, the Old Town, and Arthur's Seat. The museum is located on Chambers Street in Edinburgh, with the nearest station being Edinburgh Waverley. Opening hours are usually daily from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Admission to the permanent collections is free, with special exhibitions requiring paid entry. I would recommend allowing 2 to 4 hours for your visit. For fewer crowds, visit early morning or weekdays. Nearby attractions include Edinburgh Castle, the Royal Mile, Greyfriars Kirkyard, St Giles's Cathedral, and Princes Street. Number 13. Royal Botanic Gardens, Kew, London. Kew Gardens is one of the world's most famous botanical gardens and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Located in southwest London, it covers more than 500 acres and contains one of the largest collections of living plants on Earth. The Victorian Palm House is one of Kew's most iconic structures, containing tropical plants from around the world. The Temperate House is the largest Victorian glass house in the world. The treetop walkway takes visitors above the woodland canopy. The Japanese Garden is one of the most peaceful areas of Kew. Kew Gardens is located in Kew, Richmond, with the nearest stations being Kew Gardens Underground Station and Kew Bridge Station. Adult tickets are usually around £15 to £25 depending on booking and season. I would recommend allowing 3 to 5 hours for your visit. Spring is best for cherry blossoms, summer for flowers, and autumn for colourful leaves. Nearby attractions include Richmond Town Centre, Richmond Park, the River Thames, and Hampton Court Palace. Number 14. Edinburgh Castle. Edinburgh Castle is Scotland's most famous landmark and one of the UK's most visited historic attractions. Standing dramatically on top of Castle Rock, it has played a central role in Scottish history for almost 1,000 years. The Scottish crown jewels, known as the Honours of Scotland, are Britain's oldest crown jewels. The Stone of Destiny was used in Scottish royal coronations. The 1 o'clock gun fires every day at 1 p.m. except Sundays. St Margaret's Chapel is the oldest surviving building in Edinburgh, built around 1130. Edinburgh Castle is located at Castle Hill in Edinburgh, with the nearest station being Edinburgh Waverley. Opening hours are usually from 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Adult tickets are usually approximately £18 to £25 depending on booking date. I would recommend allowing 2 to 3 hours for your visit. Book tickets online, arrive early, and avoid midday crowds. Nearby attractions include the Royal Mile, St Giles's Cathedral, the National Museum of Scotland, Holyrood Palace, and Arthur's Seat. Number 15. Scottish National Gallery, Edinburgh. The Scottish National Gallery is one of Scotland's finest art museums, located in the centre of Edinburgh beside Princes Street. It houses outstanding collections of Scottish and international art. Visitors can explore works by Scottish artists including Sir Henry Raeburn and David Wilkie, along with works by Raphael, Titian, Botticelli, Rembrandt, Monet, Van Gogh and Turner. The gallery is located on the Mound in Edinburgh, with the nearest station being Edinburgh Waverley. Opening hours are usually daily from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Admission to the permanent collection is free, with special exhibitions requiring paid entry. I would recommend allowing 1.5 to 3 hours for your visit. The gallery is quieter in the morning and on weekdays. Nearby attractions include Edinburgh Castle, Princes Street Gardens, the Scott Monument, the Royal Mile, and the National Museum of Scotland. Number 16. Royal Albert Hall, London. The Royal Albert Hall is one of the world's most famous concert venues and one of London's most recognisable landmarks. Opened in 1871, it was created as a tribute to Prince Albert. The building is a masterpiece of Victorian architecture. The Royal Albert Hall is internationally famous as the main venue for the BBC Proms. Over the years, it has welcomed performers including the Beatles, Adele, Eric Clapton, and Elton John. Visitors can take a behind-the-scenes tour exploring the royal boxes, auditorium, and stage area. The Royal Albert Hall is located at Kensington Gore in London, with the nearest underground stations being South Kensington, High Street Kensington, and Gloucester Road. I would recommend allowing 1 to 2 hours for a tour, or longer if attending a performance. The best atmosphere is during the summer BBC Proms season. Nearby attractions include the Natural History Museum, Victoria and Albert Museum, Science Museum, Hyde Park, and Kensington Palace. Number 17. Westminster Abbey, London. Westminster Abbey is one of Britain's most important historic buildings and one of the most famous churches in the world. For more than 1,000 years, it has been at the centre of British royal, religious, and political life. The Abbey has hosted almost every British coronation since 1066, including those of Queen Elizabeth II and King Charles III. It also hosted the wedding of Prince William and Catherine Middleton. Many important historical figures are buried here, including Isaac Newton, Charles Darwin, Charles Dickens, and Geoffrey Chaucer. Poets' Corner is a famous area dedicated to Britain's greatest writers. Westminster Abbey is located in Westminster, London, with the nearest underground stations being Westminster and St James's Park. Adult tickets are usually around £25 to £30. I would recommend allowing 1.5 to 2 hours for your visit. Best times are the first opening hour, late afternoon, and weekdays. Nearby attractions include Big Ben, the Houses of Parliament, Buckingham Palace, the Churchill War Rooms, and St James's Park. Number 18. St Paul's Cathedral. London. St Paul's Cathedral is one of Britain's greatest architectural achievements and one of London's most recognisable landmarks. Designed by Sir Christopher Wren after the Great Fire of London in 1666, the cathedral was completed in 1710. The dome is one of the largest cathedral domes in the world. Visitors can climb to the Whispering Gallery, the Stone Gallery, and the Golden Gallery for views over London. The crypt contains memorials to Admiral Nelson, the Duke of Wellington, and Sir Christopher Wren. St Paul's Cathedral is located at St Paul's Churchyard in London, with the nearest underground station being St Paul's. Adult tickets are usually around £20 to £25 online. I would recommend allowing 2 hours for your visit. Arrive early, visit on weekdays, and choose clear weather for the views. Nearby attractions include the Millennium Bridge, Tate Modern, Borough Market, and the Shard. Number 19. British Library, London. The British Library is one of the world's greatest research libraries and an impressive cultural attraction. Located near King's Cross, it contains more than 170 million items. The library holds an original copy of the Magna Carta from 1215, Shakespeare's first folio, writings from Leonardo da Vinci, and handwritten Beatles lyrics. The Treasures Gallery is one of the library's most popular attractions, displaying historic manuscripts, religious texts, maps, music documents, and scientific discoveries. The British Library is located at 96 Euston Road in London, with the nearest stations being King's Cross, St Pancras and Euston. General access is free, with special exhibitions requiring paid entry. I would recommend allowing 1 to 2 hours for your visit. Nearby attractions include King's Cross Station, St Pancras International, the British Museum, and Regent's Park. Number 20. Windsor Castle. Windsor. Windsor Castle is one of the world's most famous castles and the oldest and largest occupied castle on Earth. For more than 900 years, it has served as a royal residence and remains one of the official homes of the British monarch. The state apartments are among the finest rooms in any royal residence. St George's Chapel is one of Britain's most beautiful Gothic churches and is the burial place of Queen Elizabeth II. Queen Mary's Doll's House is a remarkable miniature royal residence. Windsor Castle is located in Windsor, Berkshire, with the nearest stations being Windsor and Eton Central and Windsor and Eton Riverside. Travel time from London is approximately 40 to 60 minutes. Adult tickets are usually around £30 to £35. I would recommend allowing 3 hours for your visit. The best seasons are spring and autumn. Combine Windsor Castle with Windsor Great Park, Eton College, and River Thames boat trips. Nearby attractions include Windsor Great Park, Eton College, the Long Walk, the River Thames, and Legoland Windsor. UK Travel Planning Guide. Best time to visit spring offers beautiful gardens, fewer crowds, and mild weather. Summer offers long daylight hours and outdoor festivals, but brings more tourists. Autumn is considered by many to be the best season, with beautiful colours and comfortable temperatures. Winter is best for Christmas markets and museums. Suggested itineraries for a 7-day trip: 3 days in London, 1 day in Windsor, and 3 days in Edinburgh. For a 14-day trip: 4 days in London, 1 day in Bath, 2 days in the Cotswolds, 1 day in York, 3 days in Edinburgh, and 3 days in the Scottish Highlands. Money-saving tips. Many world-class museums are free, including the British Museum, National Gallery, Science Museum, and Natural History Museum. Book tickets online for cheaper prices. Use Oyster Card or contactless payment for public transport. Visit in spring or autumn for the best balance of weather, prices, and crowds. The UK's most visited attractions represent the very best of British history, culture, science, architecture, and royal tradition. From ancient treasures at the British Museum to the royal grandeur of Windsor Castle, from Edinburgh's dramatic castle skyline to London's world-class galleries, these destinations offer unforgettable experiences for every type of traveller. Whether you are visiting the UK for the first time or returning for another adventure, these 20 attractions provide the perfect introduction to the country's extraordinary heritage. I'm Rosie, and we will see you in the next adventure. Thanks for watching Travel with Rose.